Hey, Brass Facts here. Today, a quick PSA. No, we already did that my opening. Today, a quick informative video on, short AR-15s in 5.56 at, we'll call it long ranges, 600 yards and in. There is a popular sentiment if you have a shorter barrel on your short rifle, you cannot really effectively push past 200, 300 yards, and you're basically just going to be rainbowing those rounds in. I was actually of this opinion for quite a long time. However, I'm fortunate enough to have a large amount of BLM land close to me where I can really press out rifles well beyond their even realistic ranges. So I've shot a fair amount of what I would call long-ish range, right? It's not extreme long range, 800, 900 yards for 5.56, but I would call it long range, right? 400 yards to about 650 yards. The more I've done this, the more I've come to the conclusion that functionally, for making hits at 600 yards and in, there isn't a huge, massive fundamental difference between a 11.5 inch barrel or 10.5 or 12.5 and something like an 18 inch or 20 inch or even a 16 inch rifle shooting 5.56. Good way to kind of visualize this is if you take a look at this BDC configured for 62 grain out of I think a 16 inch or 14.5 inch barrel. 4 is 400 yards and the rounds go there, right? It's a BDC, duh. If you overlay the 11.5 ballistics over it, you have my Elcan's range card. But you can also see that there's no rainbow effect here really going on. The numbers are actually quite close here. You're really only about 40 yards short of your trajectory at the extended ranges, right? You can see 6 is 560, the 500 yard mark is now 462, right? There is an offset, but it's not something that is massive, and you can easily train around this, especially if you use something like a range card. There's obviously a second discussion about terminal ballistics, and yes, absolutely, barrel length matters heavily in this regard. Once the 5.56 round dips below like 2,200 feet per second, the ability to consistently tumble and fragment is heavily diminished to the point where the round basically begins to ice pick. What that means is the round, instead of tumbling and creating massive internal damage, you basically poke a 22 sized hole through a human body, especially when you get to that really low end velocity, right? And you've heard a lot of anecdotal evidence of people in the GWAT having issues with that with their 10.5 setups, right? That's not really the discussion today. I'll link a video up here where I do discuss that and why I run an 18-inch rifle for most mountainous activities, because that is a very large factor. However, a counterpoint to that is at this extended range, 400, 500, 600 yards, all of the rifle barrel lengths for 5.56 are below this critical threshold of 2,200 feet per second, give or take, right? It's not all perfect science, but they're all below this threshold, meaning you're all ice picking. All your rifles are ice picking. Now, there might be some consistency difference, but it's not like you have massively increased terminal ballistics at 600 yards with 62 grain ball out of an 18-inch barrel versus an 11.5. You're basically shooting to wound at that point unless you get a good hit on a vital region. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying ditch all your 16, 18, 20-inch rifles and switch to 11.5 or 10.5 or 12.5 and only use that for everything. Absolutely not. Right? I have dedicated rifle setups for this extended range thing, because not only do you have that extended window of terminal ballistics, right, at 200, 300 yards even, but you also generally set up your rifle for the task, the mission at hand. And like you can see here, this is the rifle I actually will be using in the footage. But you can see here, this isn't a great long-range setup. 4X, BDC, bunch of junk up front. This giant angled foregrip is completely in the way if you want to brace off of some objects, right? It's not a great setup, but it can get it done. I'm just saying, the excuse or the notion that shorter rifles can't hack it at extended ranges and why the fuck are you putting an LPVO on is very misleading, we'll just say. Speaking of which, I figured this is one of those cases where it's better not just to talk the talk, but to walk the walk. So I filmed myself today engaging from, 550, 560 in and hitting targets, quite consistently. Note, when I say consistently, I'm of the opinion that if you have to walk your rounds onto target, you're not effectively engaging at that range. It's a useful training activity, but unless you can get first round hits very consistently, you're not really in an effective range for either your rifle or your skill level, right? So, just a side point. So I'll hand you off to Hungry Brock in the free field a couple hours ago, shooting long range, and you can kind of see the 11.5 getting it done. Ow, fuck. Ah, that hurt. All right, distance to target. 600. Not bad. Let's go for a couple more. Ammo's expensive, so I'm gonna keep this down. Oh, I pulled that. That's on target though. There we go. We'll do one more. Ah, fuck. Oh, that was a hit. It skipped off the side. They're still, I think they hit the corner. One more. Let's get a solid center mass. All right. That was 3 hits. I couldn't really tell. I had to take one of my earplugs out, but that's good enough. This ammo, it's not expensive, but it's not cheap either. So hopefully that was all in focus. Otherwise this would have been real awkward, but we're shooting at that down there. You can see the Jeep. Target's in there. It probably doesn't even pick up on camera. But we'll bump down to maybe like 400 yards. See how that does, and then we'll call it a day, I guess. 400 and in is not really worth the ammo at the present, honestly. So, yeah, nice day out. It's kind of shitty, but it's like kind of a cool shitty. Like slightly blue clouds over there, mostly overcast, and then this zombie weather, Silent Hill fog rolling in across the countryside. All right, we are a little closer. 100 yards closer. Let's get a quick shot in. And this. Alright. Oh, fucking goddamn. Too old for this shit. $440, $450, give or take. This thing's kind of dying on me. Right about there. Okay. That was a hit. Let's do one more. Ah, pulled it left. All right, 2 hits. That's 2 hits out of 3. Let's do another one. Cool. 3 hits out of 4. First round hit. Pulled the second left. This is what it is. All right, let's move. Oh, this sucks. Oh, I think we canceled the footage. So yeah, I think most of that was actually out of scene. Yeah, this is the setup range card. You can check out what this exactly is. Easy to make. Target is down there at, shit, I already forgot what I said. Was it 460, 450? Yeah, somewhere down there. Previous position was up there. We'll We'll dip down to there, do a non-prepared firing position, like just wedge it in a rock, see if we can get a hit, and then I think we'll be done for today. We'll shoot right there. It's funny, I own a bump helmet, but the only time I use a bump helmet is for night vision. When honestly, stuff like this is the whole point of a bump helmet. When I twist my ankle and eat shit down 100 feet of rock. Alright, can we set up on this thing? The belt's kind of loose. This might turn into ass cracks real quick. Alright, let's go. It's a hit. Ooh, the wobble zone is bad here. Alright, that's good enough. I don't really want to blasting away with nice ammo at fucking 300 yards. Alright, let's wrap it up. I'm hungry. Speaking of hungry, sit. This one's very hungry. Sit pretty. Oh, okay, here you go. Yes, I know this has become a dog channel. Yeah, it's all done. You scarfed it down. Yeah.